I want to see Chris Brown.
Yo.
Oh man, you gotta love the candor of Boosie, right? You gotta love the candor of Boosie. Man. He's always gonna be a straight shooter, man. He wasn't the only one that had negative feelings about this, right? Right now, I will say he's only a few of us, right? Us black people that actually had negative. Not a lot of black people had negative comments about it, but Boosie has some in common with another content creator. Yes, Matt Walsh.
Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua.
Now, notice they don't even provide subtitles, just to really make the experience as uncomfortable and unintelligible as possible for 99% of their audience. Although, in fairness to them, if they did give us the lyrics, we would see how retarded the lyrics are. So they didn't exactly want to put that front and center. So while you're watching a production that's all about glorifying third world aesthetics, complete with two men grinding on each other next to a pickup truck at one point, you also have no idea what anyone's even saying. So that was the idea. Again, in addition to being disgusting, it is a massive middle finger to the NFL's actual audience. But in the particular clip we just played, even without subtitles, the meaning is pretty clear. Bad Bunny is paying homage to several South and Central American countries and all of their many citizens who have illegally entered the United States, which raises the question, how often does this kind of thing happen in reverse? Like, if you had to guess, how many soccer matches in these countries, El Salvador, Venezuela, Peru, and so on, have featured extended English language tributes to the United States during their halftime shows? How often do South Americans devote airtime during their biggest sporting events to thanking the United States for providing somewhere for them to flee to? How often do they insult their own people by bombarding them with unintelligible propaganda on behalf of foreign invaders?
I thought that was so funny, man. I thought that was funny. Unfortunately, all right, black people. He's right. He's right. We're only in America where people of America can disrespect America, and it's cool. It's cool. You know, there was a basketball player, famous female basketball player, Brittany Grinder, right? She got caught with weed. She got caught with weed in another country. They locked her up. They locked her up for weed. In my understanding, it was like, it wasn't like she wasn't disputing the weed. It was her own personal little, situation. And they locked her up and they weren't gonna let her go. for a little bit of weed. What people don't understand, man, we have a lot of liberties here that you don't have other places, right? And there are a lot of places as an American, right? You go over there, they're not gonna let you have a gun or land. But we have it here, but you can disrespect America. Like I said, I don't often agree with Matt Walsh, but right here, he has a point, man. This was disgusting. It was. I'm not gonna lie. It like, as an American, you should have, yes, Brazil is American, right? Because it's South American, but it's not US American. We're not all the same. We're all equal because we're all humans. We're all, the same animal, right? But we're not we're not all U.S. citizens. And it was very disrespectful because you can't do that in their culture. You can't do that over in Brazil. You can't do that nowhere else. You can't do nothing. But I'm not making this video to, to come down on the Bad Bunny fans because I listen to his music. I don't know what he's saying either. I don't, but I date Latino women, so that's what happens, right? That's what happens. But I'm gonna tell you why, because Matt Walsh he was pretty much, spitting out like it's anti-American and all that. But that's not why Bad Bunny got the gig. Bad Bunny got the gig because Taylor Swift turned it down. Yes. I forgot to look it up, but she turned it down. Right? And so they needed another option. And so they got an international superstar, Bad Bunny. Now, why was Bad Bunny selected? I have the answer for that. The NFL every year, right? I don't know how many years is going back. They have been trying to get the NFL into different countries, right? They've played in Europe multiple times, right? Every year they play in Europe at least once or twice, right? I think Kansas City's played in Brazil. Like they are trying to expand the NFL brand worldwide. And so what good way to do that, to have an international superstar, Bad Bunny, introduce the NFL because let's keep it real. Football is big in America. It's huge in America, but football is big everywhere, right? Soccer is big everywhere. And so they're not going to catch soccer, right? But if they want to get more money, because that's all this is about. It wasn't about anti-America propaganda. It was about the dollar, right? And I'm about to show you right now what I'm talking about. Watch this. So Kendrick, right? He had 133 million watchers, right? Bad Bunny did better than that. He did better than that. And so I'm showing you this to illustrate the point that was the point of getting this dude, right? It was to get different eyes on him. Matt Walsh is right. Football, for the most part, is dominated by white consumers. But in order to get another market, you have to put some out there to attract different people. And it worked because I should have recorded this, y'all. If you went to a sports bar, it was so many women. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Most of the time when you see women in there, it's because they're with men, right? They're not really, they're on dates or they're just hanging out with their men. There were tables of just women, right? At Buffalo Wild Wings watching the Super Bowl. And why was that? Bad Bunny. Yes. Right. And they probably, the commercials and, all of the different marketing far as like Marvel and DC, and stuff like that. But Bad Bunny put their butts in seats. I've never seen that many women in a sports bar like without men sitting with him. It was amazing. And if I would, half of mine, I want to show when he got up there and started performing, they all started dancing. And as a man, there's nothing. White people, white conservatives, just hear me out. The reason why I like Bad Bunny is not for him or his music. It's the way his music inspires women to get out of their seats, start moving their feet, and shaking that ass. And he inspires ass shaking. And as a man that loves ass, I am with that. And that's why I listen to his music, right? And so he had women just, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. It was the amount of rump shaking in Buffalo Wild Wings was, I thought I was in heaven. I had wings, burgers, and ass. It don't get no better than that for a man, and football, all in the same spot. It was beautiful. So I enjoyed it. Let's get to some of the haters, right? Because there were other haters of this, and it was only a little bit of black people, just only a little bit, but it was some in there.
Like,
What the f is he saying, bro?
like, I mean this in the most respectful, like, way possible. But if there was ever a time to call ICE, the Super Bowl halftime show is when y'all should have called him.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying?
You say y'all trying to go do anything else but listen to this? All right, come on.
I gotta use ChatGPT to understand this. Oh God, boy. ChatGPT, can you translate what Bad Bunny is saying at the halftime performance for me? Bro!
This is Ricky Marty. This is not Tupac. This is not nobody. This is Black History Month. Well, who's Ricky Marty?
There we go. The subtitles are in English now.
Put the game back on. I can't stand this. I mean, what in the world is all this foolishness?
I love grandma. I love grandma. Grandma got that child like unfilteredness about her. I love it. You gotta love grandma, man. They just gonna tell her like it is, and they're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. So listen, people, right? You're going to see the NFL make more attempts at this. I don't think it's going to be the first I don't think it's going to be the last, international superstar to perform, because they're trying to get the NFL into different countries to make more money. Okay? It's about money. It's not about anti-American. So listen to all these right-wing people. They're goofy, right? They're goofy. It's about money, right? If you watch the commercial, right? And this is very important. They had people from Germany. They had people from Russia, right? They had people from Tokyo. They had different countries tuning into the Super Bowl. This is an American sport, started in America, from America, right? And they were watching it. This is their goal, right? This is the goal, to be as big as possible. And the only way they can do that is making the NFL teams play in different countries. They're already doing that, and hire superstars from different countries to come here to perform, so that country will pay attention to our sport. But anyway, I want you people to get out your feelings, little white conservatives, and know that everything that goes on, especially in the NFL, is about $1. Okay? Anything in America that's going on, you can always peel it back to money. If it ain't about money, then you're just speaking pure emotions. Because in America, everything is about that mighty dollar. This is CJ. I'm out.